Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and I want to go through setting up a plumbing plan in Revit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use several line annotations to keep track of this, and we're going to make a duplicate view of our floor plan and put our plumbing plan on that. So the first thing we have to do is we need three kinds of lines. We need a cold water line, a hot water line, and a line to represent the drain. Okay, so let's take a look at Manage, and then go to Additional Settings, and then look at this list here and choose Line Styles. And if you expand this drop down, you'll see we have a lot of line styles here. So what we are going to do is we're going to make some lines that represent water. So we're going to click New, and we're going to type water, and let's do cold first. Cold. And I'm making it like this so they all kind of clump together in the list. So we're going to have water and cold. I'm going to do new, water, hot, and then one more new, and water, drain. Okay? So look at these colors. We want to choose for the cold water, we're going to represent that with the color blue. So find a blue that you like and click OK. And then for the drain, we are going to use a green color. So choose a green color that looks good to you, or make your own with the little picker there. And then we're going to use, for the hot water, let's use red. All right. So when you're done, you should have water cold, water drain, and water hot. They should be blue, green, and red. Click Apply, and then OK. Next thing we need to do is take our floor plan and make a duplicate view. So we're going to take, click on the floor plan with the right click. We're going to choose Duplicate View, and we're going to choose Duplicate, the first choice, not the other two. So we're going to duplicate that. We're going to right click on that and rename it Plumbing Plan. Spelled correctly, please. So this is where we're going to do our plumbing. Okay, some things we don't need to see. What we do need to see are the walls, windows, doors, and any fixture that requires water, which means we do not need furniture. So we're going to right click on a piece of furniture and choose Hide in View by category, and that should get rid of all of your furniture. The things, you have to have a water heater in your house. If you don't have that, you need to put that in before you continue. Click on the floor, right click, Hide in View. If you have a floor that's clear, then that's fine, but on this plank floor, I want that out of the way. Then now this is the view I want. I have all of the walls, I have all the doors, I have the windows, I have the bathtub, the toilet, the sink, the kitchenette, the refrigerator, the washer and dryer, the sinks and toilets. So these are the things I need. Anything that needs water is showing. Okay. I'm going to go down here to the bottom left, hold down my left click and drag across everything. Right click and choose Override Graphics. And we'll just do by element because it's everything we have selected. And we're going to choose halftone and then click Apply. And then OK. And what that does is it makes it where it's kind of in the background. It cut the black into a dark gray, and that makes it easier for our plan. All right, let's talk a little bit about plumbing. You need to know where your water connects and where your sanitary sewer is. So I'm looking at my house here. The water has to go connect at the hot water heater first. And then from there, it's going to get distributed through the rest of the house. Modern plumbing tends to follow the walls if at all possible. So as I look through this, I'm going to bring my water in from this side, and then I'm going to have my drain line on this side. So when I put this on the site, I probably need to reconsider where I have connections if these are different than what I showed earlier. But I want to make sure my water and my drain are far apart from one another. So now we're going to go to Annotate, and then we're going to choose Detail Line, And then I'm just going to do a line, and I don't want it to chain. So we're going to undo that. So that means I have to click and drag every line I draw. So we're going to start with our water line, and I'm going to choose the water cold. And then I'm going to go from my hot water heater into this wall. And then I'm going to go all the way to the outside. I'm going to try to keep it parallel. So right there. Oh, that's where I want to go to. I forgot I turned off chain, and that's not what I wanted to do, but I do want to connect to this one here. All right, so now I've got a blue line that represents my cold water line coming in. Okay, and now let's just do the cold water first. So the cold water is going to go from the hot water heater to, let's make, one of the things you need to pay attention to is on your sinks, be consistent. If you put hot here on the left and cold on the right, make it the same way everywhere in your house. Like my house, that's how they're all set up. So I'm going to take some lines. I am going to turn on chain. So I'm going to go from here, and the cold water can just go into the wall, through the wall, to here at the back of the toilet, and then into the toilet. Then I'm going to hit escape. And then I'm going to turn off the chain and go from this faucet to this line. Okay, so what this shows is that the cold water is coming from the water heater and going down this wall to the toilet. Oh, you know what I forgot? You have to have cold water to a bathtub. So we're going to draw from this corner to the bathtub, and I'm going to run the cold water to right here. I got to connect my lines. There it is. Okay. So now I have cold water connected everywhere here. I also need cold water here. If we go to the 3D view of our home, so I went to a 3D view of the home. What I did is I applied a section box so we could see where the sink is in here on my kitchenette. My kitchenette has a sink on this side, then the range top here, and then the refrigerator's next to that. And that way I know where to put the cold water. So I'm going to put a cold water on this faucet and a hot water here. So let's go back to the plumbing plan. So now we're going to use that same blue line. We're going to go to Annotate, and we're going to do Detail Line. I think I'm in the wrong mode. Give me a second. Hit Escape a couple of times, Annotate, and now we're going to go to Detail Line and make sure I'm still doing cold water. And we're going to go from here to about in here somewhere. So that's going to be a representation of where that connects. I also need cold water in here at the washer, the sink, and this toilet. All right, so we're going to take this line, and I'm going to go all the way down this wall, and all the way to this toilet. Oh, it's not changed, so I have to redo that. Click here, go to the toilet. Click here, go to the toilet. There we go. We're going to add a line between this faucet and this line. And we're going to add a line from the washer and dryer to that input line. Okay. So another thing we need to think about is, what if we wanted an exterior faucet? Okay. So I'm going to put a faucet. So this is my in line. We can run this to an external faucet here at the edge of that wall, and a real easy place to put one would be right here at the end of this. We'll just do an external faucet there. Okay. So, and you don't have to really show that. Mostly I'm interested in where your connections are. So now we need to go through and think about hot water. So we're going to go up here to Detail Line. And we're going to draw hot water lines everywhere they need to go. So I'm going to start from the water heater, and I'm going to go into the wall, and we want to make sure that they're separate from the other line. All right, if you get outside of the wall, don't stress about it. Don't even worry about it, because what we're trying to do is show where things are connected. Why am I in this mode now? So now we show hot water connected to the bathtub, to each sink. I missed one right here. We also need to have a hot water line here. Big thing I want you to pay attention to is if you put the hot water on the left and the cold water on the right, be consistent throughout your design. Okay? Next thing we need to think about are drains. So let's go look at our drain line. And we want to have the drain exiting the house somewhere other than there. So let's go over here. I'm going to make this my drain down this side. So we're going to have a drain line that runs inside this wall. We need one for the water heater. So we're going to start here. I'm going to turn on chain. And we're going to go here to here. And then I'm going to go all the way to the outside wall. And that's my drain connection. And then I'm also going to think about how this sink connects to this drain. And this toilet connects to, don't overlap your lines if you can avoid it. So we're going to scoot over a little bit here. This drains to here. And this drains to here. So you just need to make sure you have a drain connection everywhere, okay? And it's just implying that this drain goes here, this drain goes here, this drain goes here. All right. We also need, so this is our main drain line here. We also need the sink to drain and the washer and dryer to drain and these to drain. So we're going to run through the wall here. So I'm going to go from this toilet to this wall, and then we'll run down the wall. I'm going to go a little past this, okay. And then we're going to take this all the way to our green line over here. Connect those. And then we need to drain our washer and dryer. And I'm just going to take it to the middle. And then we're going to drain our sink to that line. And we need to drain this sink. All right, so that shows all of the lines that we need going to all the fixtures. So how this would work is all of this material would be plumbed through these walls, and then this would go underneath the floor or through the concrete. In this case, we have a crawl space, so this would drop down under the floor and then travel along these walls, okay? And just to make things easy, let's go to Annotate and add some text and just put a note right here. This is the sanitary sewer. And we can change that to 1/32. Let's change the type. Yes. I want to change the type to 3/32. All right, it doesn't matter. Why is it so huge? That's what I wanted. Okay, get it to 3/32 on your type and move it kind of close to this so we know what's happening. Don't know why I can't catch it. Let's hit escape a couple of times and drag that close to that line. And then over here, we're going to label water. Okay, so we're going to put another little text box using the 3/32, and we're going to go right over here and put water. All right. So once you get that, take a nice screenshot of this and have it ready to share. That should be good on that. All right, that is a plumbing plan in 47 easy steps. Thank you for watching.